Good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of getting my Honda XR200 getting to ride. This is the year 2026 and this is our second video of the year. Yesterday we took the battery off it and charged it overnight. So the first thing we're going to do this morning is refit the battery, which should be charged hopefully. We'll turn the power on and see how we get on. So let's start. Right, got my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do first is remove this cover, which we put on yesterday for safekeeping, so we're never going to get broken. This is the battery, which we charged overnight here. According to the battery charger, it's showing 13 volts and 100% charged. But I've seen that before, but it's not always so. So, got the toolbox open. What we need is a small Phillips head screwdriver, like so. And we're going to remove this cover, which is held on by 4 screws. So, that's the first one out. Put them screws on top of the toolbox so we don't lose them. Second screw out. Third screw, and last of all, this one here. Luckily I'm ambidextrous, so I can work with both hands, so hopefully. So that's the cover removed, so we'll put the cover, let's get the camera ready to pass me that screw, there we go. So we'll put the screw on top of the toolbox. We will get the small socket that we had yesterday. Not that size though. We have the cat here, which was also helping. So we'll use this little socket. Now we're using INGCO tools for the overhaul. This is a local tool company who supply very good tools at a reasonable price. So this is a company, INGCO, so have a look at that. If you want any good tools, use them. Because they are a really good company. I find them a fairly good quality for the price they are. So we'll remove this panel again. Careful not to lose anything as we're going along. Put the bracket on top of the toolbox, complete with the 2 screws. So, this is our battery that we charged yesterday. Hopefully it's fully charged. So we'll just place that in there and put this cover back on so nothing can fall out. So we'll just put it on loosely at the moment so we get the wires connected up. But I'll put it on and it can't fall out. Because what we don't want to happen is the battery to fall out, fall on the floor and break and we need a new battery. So that's the screws put in, just loosely, hand tight. So you go, just so we can't lose anything. Famous last words. Why is that battery set so high? Go.
Put your...
Pass that screw for me.
Put one in the other one first.
Because we got it wrong way around, that's the problem.
Get tight first.
I'll tell you what the problem is, the screws are really giant. But what's the problem is, the little screw that this bolts into was moved. It's all that there now. But we have the technology. There we go. That's the problem. So we need to put this one in first because the little backing screw would move. That's it, that's better. The other one. What we'll do before we put these screws on, we'll just attach these cables so it's not too far in. So we'll take this screw out over here for the positive connection. And put the screw in. So we can tighten that fully up. Then we'll put this red safety boot over top of the connection, which stops the steel connection touching on the frame. So next, we'll just put on, take the screw out and put the negative connection on it. So that fastens on there like so. So we'll tighten that up. And then pass me that screw, will you? Gone all this loose. We'll put this second The passing's alright, it's just like the bracket's not big enough, but it is, come on. There we go. So this bracket holds the battery on, so it can't come off. So we're just going to tighten these two screws a little bit, not too tight, we don't want to break anything. So that's the battery, fastened on and snug and secure. So let's have a look here and see if we have power now to the lights, etc. Yes, we have lift off. That's the ignition light. And that's the horn, so we've got power. So we now need to know that the battery's okay and we don't have to remove anything anymore. So the next thing to do is put this side cover back on again. So here we go. Panel to go back on. Just like it come off, same procedure. One in there. We should just hold it on while we get the others in. This screwdriver is magnetic, so it does hold the screws, which is very handy. Put this one in here next. There we go, so we won't tighten them up until we get them all in. One more in the centre. And one on the bottom of the panel. So that's all four in, so we'll just give them a nip up, hand tight. Don't go too busy, they're not going to come on. So that's the battery charged. So the next, let's have a bit of a tidy up before we start falling over ourselves. But keep the place tidy and you can't fall over anything. The next thing we're going to address is the tyre pressures. Now the tyres on these,
It's 15 already. It's 15.
there we go. Let me just check the tyres. Now according to the manual, the tyre pressures on this should be approximately 18 to 22 pounds per square inch front tyre and 20 to 5 on the back. So what we have here is a little air compressor which makes things a lot easier. So we'll just plug it in, which illuminates the dial, and as you can see it's reading 0 psi at the moment. So let's see what the front tyre is set to. The connection, just check that out of there. Undo the dust cap on the front tyre. Put it safely on the floor so we don't lose it. Let's fasten this on and see what pressure we've got in the front tyre. Do you mean? Not a lot at all. 3 psi. So let's just change that. That's bar, kilopascals, psi. So what we need to do is alter this down to 18, because the last time I used this was on my car. As you can see, it's 9 psi, 10. What we want to do is go up to 18 or 20, between 18 and 22. That's 21 pounds per square inch, which would be adequate. That's good. So I'll take this back off, replace the dust cap. So that's the front tyre. It's at 21 psi and the should be set between 18 and 22, so that's fine. So let's go to the back tyre and see what we have in that. Same procedure. Remove the dust cap. Plug the compressor on. And as you can see, we've got 6 pounds per square inch, and what did we say we wanted? In the back tyre, we want between 20 and 25. So we've only got 8. So we need to get a little bit more put in. 12. About 22 pounds and that'll be okay. That's it, 22 pounds per square inch. And that's the tyre, fully inflated. So we'll remove this. We're done with the compressor, so that can go away again until needed again. So we'll just stand that over here out the way for a minute. So anyhow, that's all for today. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll finish checking the engine oil, adjusting the back chain, doing the fuel, and then get the bike started. So thank you very much. So long from me. See you tomorrow for number 3. I've started my XR200 Honda. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.